All rights to the characters and storyline of Fruits Basket belong solely to its creators and copyright holders. This text is a fan-created interpretation and does not claim any ownership or official affiliation with the creators or distributors of Fruits Basket. All references to the characters and their development are based on the original work and are intended solely for entertainment and discussion purposes. You Don't Go to Parties, Chapter 4. Thursday morning dawned, bright and crisp, but for Tohru, it felt like time was moving too fast. She was seated at her desk, nervously twirling a pencil as she thought about the upcoming Friday. Uo-chan and Hana-chan approached her with their usual bright smiles, their energy immediately lifting Tohru's spirits. "Good morning, Tohru," Uo-chan greeted, plopping down next to her. "Morning," Tohru responded, her face lighting up. Hana-chan joined them, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Hana-chan, Uo-chan, are you both excited for Friday?" Tohru asked, her voice bubbling with enthusiasm. Hana-chan's eyes widened. "Of course. It's going to be so much fun. We've been looking forward to it all week." Tohru's smile broadened. "I'm really excited too. It's going to be a blast." Uo-chan raised an eyebrow, her gaze shifting to Tohru with a hint of surprise. "You know, I'm surprised that Carrot Tops isn't joining us." Tohru's smile faltered slightly as she looked down. "Oh, well, that's because he doesn't know I'm going to the party." Arisa and Saki exchanged confused glances. "What do you mean he doesn't know?" Saki asked, her curiosity piqued. Tohru sighed softly, her cheeks tinged with pink. "Kyo doesn't want me to go. He's worried I might get lost or something." Uo-chan and Hana-chan's eyes sparkled with a mix of amusement and mischief. They had seen Tohru's very rebellious lead to memorable moments before. "Really?" Uo-chan said with a smirk. "Tohru, when you decide to rebel, it's always quite the adventure." Tohru nodded, her expression earnest. "Please don't tell Kyo. I don't want him to worry." Before anyone could respond, strong, familiar arms wrapped around Tohru from behind. She stiffened, her eyes widening in surprise. Uo-chan and Hana-chan exchanged smirks, clearly enjoying the unfolding situation. Kyo's voice, low and teasing, broke through the moment. "Don't tell Kyo what?" Tohru's heart raced as she turned to see Kyo standing beside her, his gaze shifting between her and her friends. Her friends' amusement was palpable as they tried to suppress their laughter. Uo-chan quickly stepped in, trying to deflect attention. "Oh, we were talking about the craft project Tohru was planning to make for you. She's going to work on it at Hana-chan's place." Kyo's curiosity was piqued, and he raised an eyebrow. "Craft project? I thought you were watching movies at Uo's." Tohru tried to act casual, her cheeks still flushed. "Yes, we're planning to make some crafts at Hana-chan's and then head to Uo's for movies and games." Kyo's gaze remained skeptical, but he seemed to accept the explanation. He leaned in, placed a soft kiss on Tohru's forehead. "Okay, weirdo." He turned and walked back to his desk, casting one last curious glance over his shoulder. Tohru and her friends exhaled in relief, and then burst into laughter. "That was way too close," Hana-chan said, her laughter contagious. "I thought he was going to figure out for sure," Uo-chan added, still giggling. Tohru's laughter mixed with relief. "Thank you both for covering for me. I don't want him to find out just yet." The school bell rang, signaling the start of their next class. They wiped away tears of laughter and headed to their seats, the anticipation for the next day's adventure still bubbling inside of them. As Tohru took her seat, she glanced over at Kyo, who was now engrossed in his work. Her heart warmed at the thought of spending time with her friends. Despite the mischief, she felt a rush of excitement and gratitude. She was eager for Friday, knowing she had managed to keep her plans a secret, if only for a little while longer. At lunchtime, Tohru and Kyo sat together at their usual spot in the classroom. The chatter of their classmates filled the room, creating a lively backdrop for their conversation. Tohru was excited about the upcoming weekend, while Kyo seemed content with their usual routine. Kyo took a bite of his sandwich and looked up, his brow furrowed in thought. "Hey, I'm planning to head over to Master's place after school. You want to join me?" Tohru's eyes lit up at the invitation. "That sounds fun, but actually, I have plans to go to the mall today." Kyo's curiosity was piqued. He raised an eyebrow and asked, "What's got you going to the mall?" Tohru hesitated for a moment, trying to keep her reasons vague. "Well, there's nothing I really need, but I thought I'd take a look around, maybe find a new dress or something." Kyo's face softened into a genuine smile. "That sounds nice. It's good to treat yourself now and then. You have to show me what you end up getting." Tohru's smile grew, touched by his thoughtfulness. "I'd love to. I'll make sure to show you whatever I find." Just then, she felt a pang of longing. She wished Kyo could join her at the party, but she knew it wasn't his thing. Gathering her courage, she decided to bring it up. "Hey, Kyo." He looked up from his lunch, his eyes attentive. "Yeah, what's up?" Tohru took a deep breath. I was wondering, why don't you want to go to the party? Kyo shrugged slightly, a hint of confusion in his eyes. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like fun to me. Tohru's smile faded a bit as she pondered his response. What if you went and found someone who made the whole party worth it? Someone who made you want to dance and stuff. Kyo's eyes softened as he considered her words. After a pause, he shook his head. The only person who could make me feel like that is you, and you've already got plans for Friday. Tohru's heart ached at his words. She knew he wasn't interested in parties, and that he would never be the type to go out dancing. She forced a smile, trying to keep her disappointment from showing. It's not, I understand. It's okay. Kyo studied her expression, sensing that she was feeling down. Are you sure? You seem a bit upset. Tohru quickly shook her head. No, I'm fine. It's just, a random thought that popped into my head. Kyo gave her a reassuring smile. The bell rang, signaling the end of their lunch break. Tohru stood up, trying to shake off her sadness. Thanks for lunch, Kyo. I'll see you later. Kyo nodded, watching her with a mixture of concern and affection. See you later, Tohru. Have fun at the mall, and don't forget to show me what you get. Tohru smiled, feeling a bit better despite the earlier disappointment. I won't forget. Thanks, Kyo. As Tohru walked away, her friends Uo-chan and Hana-chan joined her. They exchanged knowing glances, but said nothing, letting her enjoy the rest of the day. Kyo watched Tohru as she left, feeling a bit conflicted. He wanted to be supportive, but he couldn't shake the feeling that he was missing out on something important. He tried to focus on the rest of the day, but his thoughts kept drifting back to Tohru. Tohru, meanwhile, tried to push her sadness aside as she headed to the mall. She resolved to make the most of her day, knowing that while Kyo might not be interested in parties, he was always there for her in other ways. She looked forward to showing him whatever she found and hoped that their time together in the coming days would make up for the party she was attending without him. Tohru strolled through the mall, her excitement from earlier dimming as she wandered aimlessly. Nothing seemed to catch her eye, and she longed for something bold, fun, and just a little rebellious. She turned a corner and noticed a sleek, modern store she'd never been into before. The minimalistic design of the storefront intrigued her, and she decided to explore. Inside, the store was a mix of edgy and elegant fashion. She moved through the racks, her fingers grazing over fabrics as she searched for something that would make her feel daring. Then, nestled between more conventional options, she spotted it, a little black dress that seemed to call her name. The dress was thigh-length, with thin straps and a body-hugging fit. What made it stand out was the corset lining in the middle and the fishnet material woven through it. It was unlike anything she owned, and she felt a rush of excitement. This is exactly the kind of dress she had in mind. Tohru took the dress to the fitting room and stepped inside. As she slipped it on, she felt a thrill of confidence. The dress clung to her curves in a way that made her feel elegant yet edgy. She twirled in front of the mirror, admiring the way the fabric moved. She knew this dress would be perfect for the party. After buying the dress, Tohru noticed another dress in another store's window display as she was heading out. It was a pink strapless dress adorned with 3D printed embroidered flowers. It was delicate and feminine, and she couldn't resist the temptation. She decided to buy it as well, telling herself she would pick up an extra shift at work to make up for the cost. She felt a pang of guilt, but quickly shook it off, eager to show Kyo one of the dresses when she got home. When Tohru arrived home, she found the house unusually quiet. Kyo's shoes were lying neatly by the door, and she frowned with confusion. Wasn't he supposed to be at Master's? Tohru climbed the stairs and knocked lightly on Kyo's door. Can I come in? Sure, Kyo said, his tone relaxed. She opened the door and found Kyo lying on the floor with a book. And when he saw her, he set the book aside and stood up, opening his arms for a hug. Tohru walked into his embrace, her face lightening up with a smile. Hey, you're home early, she said, looking up at him. Yeah, Kyo replied. Master wasn't feeling well today, so I decided to stay home and avoid getting myself sick. Tohru's expression shifted to one of concern. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he feels better soon. Kyo smiled, appreciating her concern. As he glanced at the bags in her hands, he asked, What did you get? Tohru hesitated for a moment, her fingers gripping the bags tightly. Oh, just a dress. Can I see it? Kyo asked, his curiosity evident. Tohru nodded and walked to her room. She carefully pulled out the pink strapless dress from one of the bags and slipped it on. After a few minutes, she emerged from her room, the dress flowing elegantly as she walked. Kyo's eyes widened in appreciation. Wow, Tohru, you look incredible. Tohru blushed, feeling a rush of happiness at his reaction. Thank you, Kyo. He pulled her close and whispered in his ear, You continue to amaze me with how beautiful you are. Tohru's heart fluttered at his words. She giggled when Kyo spun her around, causing the dress to twirl gracefully. She felt a burst of joy and playfulness as she moved. As they shared a gentle kiss, Kyo noticed something black falling out of one of the bags on the floor. His curiosity was piqued, What's that? Tohru's face flushed with a mix of guilt and panic. She quickly grabbed the black dress from the bag and shoved it into her closet. Oh, that's just something I bought on a whim. I was thinking of returning it. Kyo raised an eyebrow, but decided not to press further. All right, if you're sure. Tohru sighed in relief. Yeah, I'm sure. Kyo smiled and suggested, how about we start dinner? I can help with prep. Tohru nodded gratefully. That sounds great. Thanks, Kyo. As Kyo headed downstairs to the kitchen, Tohru took a moment to stare at the black dress in her closet. A whirlwind of emotions, nerves, guilt, and excitement filled her. She was actually doing this, and the anticipation made her heart race. She took a deep breath, then joined Kyo in the kitchen, determined to make the most of their evening together. And as they worked side by side, Tohru couldn't help but feel a thrill of anticipation for what the weekend might bring. Hi, my name is Angel, and I hope you like this. If you did, please get a like and subscribe. And if you want to hear more, check out my website. Or if you want my books in an easier to read format, check out my Wattpad. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.